Hello and welcome to another edition of the Alter Confusion Hangout. I am your host, Charlie, and as of right now, I am flying solo. So I apologize for any of you out there who are huge Zelius fans who are just dying to know where he is. Unfortunately, he is currently on his way. Well, I guess that's not unfortunate. It's fortunately he is on his way. Unfortunately, his workout class ran over. He's continuing to do that CrossFit thing, so you're stuck with me for a bit. Without further ado, let's get into a couple little tidbits about Alter Confusion that's happening right now. The first thing that you would like to know, or probably dying to know, and I'll probably have to repeat this once Zelius gets here. Actually, you know what? Let's skip this, and we'll go to what games I've been playing. Right now, I'm playing Dead Trigger 2 for the Android Nexus 7. I have to say that I am more than a little surprised by this game. It is a first-person shooter. Is it first person? Yes, it's a first person shooter. It is a little bit cumbersome from time to time. They definitely have divided the screen in half. So one side of the screen is going to be you're basically moving a camera view, and the other side is going to be your movement. Now, of course, once you put your finger down, that is going to be your center of your joystick, and then if you go up, down, whatever. But if you accidentally kind of lift that finger a little bit, because this is not, the slickest of screens, you of course will do some weird things, and that's unfortunate. But for the majority of it, because they took the need to hit a button to cause your weapons to activate, I think that the simplification has kind of made it an okay game. I put several hours into this game, and I will continue to do so once I've beaten the game, or to the point of where I think the game has been beaten or reviewed. I will throw a review up there, and of course, I will be reaching out to Mad Fingers Studios, which of course, or Mad Finger Game, which of course is the studio behind this game. They did do the Ouya game called Shadowgun, so you can see that this is well in their wheelhouse, and of course, seeing that it's Dead Trigger 2, you know that it's a sequel. So I've been playing that game on the Android device. I've also been playing Plants vs. Zombies 2. It's about time. Ironically, it is about time that they came out with a sequel for Plants vs. Zombies, but also it is a time-traveling game. This wonderful individual who is part of your neighborhood has this phenomenal taco, and he wishes that he could have it again. So he tries to reroute time so he can have that wonderful, tasty taco again, and he ends up throwing everybody into ancient Egypt. So you started ancient Egypt. Now, of course, both these games, Dead Trigger 2 and Plants vs. Zombies 2, it's about time. They are both free applications. But of course, if you really want to play the game, you're going to have to spend a little bit of money, or you're just going to have to feel your way through it. Plants vs. Zombies makes it very apparent that if you really want to get past the first section, you're going to need to spend some money, or you're going to be doing a lot of the same levels over and over again. Well, technically, it's the same levels over and over again, but they're going to add a little bit of restrictions on your level. Like you're only allowed to have 14 plants on the screen at one time. And if you were able to do that and not lose any of your lawnmowers, then you gain a star. To unlock the next level, I believe you need 8 stars in total. Right now, I've played a good chunk of the game, and of course, I have still yet to unlock that. I've got, I think, 5 stars now. So I'm pushing in the right direction. I just wish that it was a little bit faster. Yay. So playing that game, and of course, like I said, there are microtransactions in Dead Trigger 2, though I still have yet to feel I am missing on a huge chunk of the game because I haven't spent any money. But with Plants vs. Zombies 2, it's a lot of grind. I understand their philosophy. They want to give you at least the first area for free, where you can kind of get your feet wet. And then, of course, you could pay for access to the rest of the game. I'm curious to see if I continue to play the free route, if the ability to advance to new boards, because I'm sure I think there's a Viking, no, not Viking, pirate one, and there might be some other levels in there as well. I'm very curious to see if they continue to be like, well, you beat this part, but we're going to make it really obnoxious for you to really play the rest of the game. So we'll see what happens with that one. I'm trying to think. Oh yes, we do have in our possession the preview release of Blackguards by Daedalic Studios. I am currently playing the game. I have to say that it is rough around the edges. There's a lot of stuff that I hope they work out. One of the biggest issues I'm having right now with the game is simply when you go into the shop screen. What I mean by that is that when you're trying to buy items or sell items, you literally have to click and drag across to each side. Now, it is a D20 system. I have noticed that it is very Dungeons and Dragons-esque when it comes to damage and statistics. Like you got your strength, you got your charisma, you got your intelligence, dexterity, agility, all that stuff. I'm a little bit into the game. I wouldn't say I'm a ton into it. I have gone through like the tutorial intro, and now I've gotten into the game. I've already faced a monster that I know for sure that I cannot beat. I'm hoping that I have the ability to go back and face this monster. I'm hoping that that the game doesn't have this linear progression where once you pass a certain point you can't go back, because this type of game screams the ability to go back later, where you might actually stand a chance to defeat the wood troll, which is the guy who kicked the shit out of me. I am playing as the hunter, so I'm a ranged attack guy, and then I've got a dwarf guy in there. Hey, Zelius is here!
Oh. Yo, sorry, that workout went a lot longer than I was expecting.
Quite all right, quite all right. Let me just wrap up talking real quick, and then we'll get into you. I was just talking about Daedalic Studios' new game, which we have the preview version of, called Blackguard. You can get it off. You can get it on Steam. Get the early access for 10% off, which I think is $23 right now. And I was basically saying it's very Dungeon Dragon-esque. There is a lot of roughness in the game. The shop mechanism is slightly, I don't know. And I'm hoping that this game doesn't have a linear progression where it's straight, and once you've gotten to a certain point, you can't go back. Because if that's the case, then I'm gonna have issues with this game, because there's a monster right now that I can't defeat. And yeah. Anyways, now that Zelius is here, let me just introduce everybody to Zelius. Zelius, our prolific commenter, is in the house. So say hello, Zelius.
Yo, what's up? Glad to see everybody.
Yay.
Sorry for the delay. Normally I'd go, so I'm late for my workout. Normally I go Friday night, but tomorrow night we have our big technology fundraiser for school. But if I missed it, I probably wouldn't have a job to come back to.
Right.
So ended up going tonight. We did like 3 workouts in one night, which normally you do like 1. So I went a tad bit on the long side, but that's all right. I'm happy to be here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be eating some chips and chocolate milk during the podcast, so I can have a snack before I eat my real dinner.
Nice. All right, well, let's get into this real quick. I'm going to start off right now by telling everybody exciting news that Zelius doesn't even know of, I don't think.
What?
Actually, I think you caught wind of this. Okay, so Alter Confusion is going to be doing an interview tomorrow. It's going to be recorded, and then I will edit and throw it up online. We are going to be, or I'm going to be interviewing Gabe Mahaley from Hi-Res Studio. Of course, Hi-Res Studio is the company behind Tribes Ascend, Global Agenda, and their big game that they're really pushing right now, Smite. I'm hoping to. I have a list of questions, and hopefully I can hand them over and make sure that he's okay answering them, and then we'll do an interview. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to be doing the interview. I'll be meeting him for lunch, and then worst case scenario, I have set up my car to literally just roll everything out the trunk, and then boom, interview.
So I have one question for him.
Yes, sir.
So I threw up Global Agenda the other day to kind of see what it's about, right?
Yep.
And when we played probably right around launch, really.
Yep.
It was a pretty full game. You know, you want to jump into games and do stuff. Like there were just dozens of people waiting to do co-op missions and stuff, right? Which was fun. It was a lot of fun to do for it. And the nice thing about Global Agenda, at least the levels I was playing at, you know, you play some MMOs, right? And like you try to do dungeons, and it's just a disaster. It's just, you know, you get that person who doesn't know what they're doing, and it just sucks and painful, and everybody's angry.
Stop pointing me out.
But somehow Global Agenda did it, where I never had that issue really.
Right.
In like those 4-man co-op missions, you know, because really everybody was basically just DPS. I mean, I know you had a medic or whatever, but for the large part, it doesn't require, you know, the 3-part symmetry, the golden triangle,
right?
Like regular MMO and instances.
Right.
You know, you still wanted a medic, but even then, because everybody had their own little heal kind of in Global Agenda, so you could still be fine if you were careful.
Right. Absolutely.
So my point is, you know, it was a good co-op experience. But when I signed in earlier this week, it seemed like there was really nobody live in the Global Agenda universe. Like the community just didn't seem to be present. So I guess what I'm getting at is, does that lack of presence and lack of, you know, populance on these servers, is that, you know, further downward trend? Is it a detriment to Global Agenda? And is there anything kind of that High-Res maybe thinks that they can do about that to reverse that trend and get that kind of game, that, you know, player base back, even though we know that, like you said, Smite is obviously their target right now. Someone seems like, you know, at the cost of being critical, it seems like they're kind of abandoning Global Agenda in a way.
Right. Okay, so the short and long answer. Okay, hold on a sec. I apologize to everyone who's watching, and for those that are watching the recording. I have to pop up a window real quick, so the view's going to be kind of weird. Zealous isn't going to see it, but everyone else is going to.
Wow, I feel very left out now, man. My life is just, why am I even here?
There it is. Okay.
I'm just going to go play with Rose instead.
That's what I thought. I'm cutting off your chin. So 1 second here. Screen region.
Why are you cutting off my chin? I need to grab an ice pack.
All right, so we'll just cut that one off.
Oh yeah, that feels good.
Okay, good. All right, and now we are back. And Zeus, of course, is still main in the frame because that's the kind of guy he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. What are we looking up, by the way?
I was just trying to get the video corrected. Hold on 1 sec here.
I'm so confused right now. I just don't think my brain's working.
Oh shit! I turned off the wrong one.
Are we having issues here?
There we go. Hold on. Let's see. Sorry, I'm cheating. I'm looking at the other screen here because I'm running it on. Of course, it's on Alta Confusion.
What?
Of course, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, cool. Now we're ready to get back into it.
Okay, I'm really confused, but that's kind of the state of my life.
I was fixing because I didn't have you automatically. I didn't know how large the screen had to be. So literally, I had your chin dimple right here. Oh.
Nice.
So I had to fix that. Anyways, okay, so let's get into.
I have a very exciting chin, anyways.
Yes. Okay. Well. Anyways, so I will be interviewing Gabe tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to render that as quickly as possible and throw that up on the internet. I'm really excited about it. Okay. So yes, the Global Agenda thing. I think it's a two-part thing. I think a lot of people have basically just given up on Global Agenda simply because they've had to basically add so much to it every single time. I think it was an awesome game at the beginning, but it was like barren unless you did co-op stuff. And now it's like you can go explore, but there's no one to explore with at this point. So I think they have that working against them. Now, of course, the rumor is that there is a global agenda too that's being worked under wraps. Hopefully, I can get Gabe to talk about that. And of course, the ever evolving Smite. Smite did release a new god today. I believe he's the god of the bees. To be honest with you, I think this is just my opinion. I think that High Res is starting to stretch a little thin on gods that they can add in there. It's very unique looking god. I will fully give him that. I have
Does it look
no
like
idea.
Does it look like a rambling bumble jacket? The rambling wreck?
No, it's not a rambling. No. I mean, it looks freaking sweet. But at the same time,
It's a bee.
well, I don't even know what pantheon that guy would
The
be
god
in.
of the bees, man.
I don't really know.
Maybe
Anyway,
like a god of like the raptor or the velociraptor or
no,
a
there's no god to the
tiger
dinosaur.
or a panther, something cool.
Oh dear Jesus. Anywho,
There's nothing wrong with the god of dinosaurs, even though the dinosaurs kind of lost.
all right, Celius,
Well, they did, Evolution kind of kicked its ass.
stop,
Or-
man. You're hurting my feelings.
Or an asteroid. Or, something. Who knows? Maybe it was Obama. Maybe he killed the dinosaurs.
I don't think you would have. There's certain people out there who would not be complaining with you on that point. Anyways, let's not get political, shall we? Okay, so so as mentioned before, we're gonna do an interview with High Res. I'm doing the preview of Blackguards. I'm gonna try to play as much as possible so I can give you a preview, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. It is still rough around the edges. It is following one of, in my opinion, one of the more despicable practices, and that is we ran out of money. We need more money, so we're going to give you your early access to the game so we can actually finish the game. So, yes. Now, let's get into the topic of the evening. And I know that Zelius has been busy, so he probably has not seen this topic. So I'm going to hopefully wow him with this topic.
Whoa.
Here's the deal. And I'm going to basically tell you the topic and what's going on, and then I want you to start, Zelius, and then I'll throw some stuff in a second.
Okay, I feel like pressure coming on me, man.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you that I did post an article earlier today. Zelius, did you get a chance to hit Alter Confusion today?
I have not, no.
Okay, well then this is going to be fun.
Valve
has come out and has said unequivocally that there'll never be exclusives for the Steam box or Steam machine, whatever the hell you want to call it. So, Zelius, how excited are you about buying a Steam box / Steam machine now?
Wait, no, it's cut off. Okay, first off, I will say that Steam has a reputation, which I think is pretty well deserved, that they're pretty gamer friendly. I mean, you look at how they do their. I mean, it is a DRM service, but you look at how they do their DRM as far as digital rights management goes. It's, I think, pretty reasonable, especially because you get a new PC tomorrow, you install Steam, and guess what? You magically have all your games that you want to get. So it's very gamer friendly. And then they got, well, some might call it evil, but then they have like the summer of sales. They have the Christmas sales. Basically, they have a sale every day for whatever game you want.
Yep.
So they also know how to burn a hole through your wallet. Very, evilly. Kind of annoys me. In a bad way. Good way. So, in a way, that announcement doesn't surprise me. It's very un-EA-esque, or very on, any big publisher or corporation, mainly because Steam has always been like, we're going to be gamer friendly, and they're sticking to it. So I got to give them props in that. It would have been very easy for them to be like, Steam box, you can only get Half-Life 2 on the Steam box. It would have been, that's a decision I could have seen other companies making to really try to get people to buy that Steam box. So on that point, I'm happy that Steam box, it's not gonna have exclusives. On the other hand, I still don't plan on buying a Steam box. I'm a tinkerer. I like to, upgrade my PC, and I have my crazy red glowing, oversized behemoth that I could probably throw at somebody as a weapon and it would smash their brains in. So it's crazy. So I like building my own PCs, but I also see, potentially you do have gamers who, they want to game, and you go into a lot of gaming forums. People are like, I need a PC. What should I get? Well, right now most people just kind of direct them to, Tom's Hardware or Ars Technica, build it for yourself forum, basically. Like, here, look at this, build your own damn PC. Well, maybe now you'd be like, boom, Steambox, there you go. This will run this, in this game. Oh, you want to run, the Mass Effect trilogy. You can get this Steambox or this Steambox, it'll run it. If you get this Steambox, you can run Crysis 2 on, the settings. So maybe in a way it could work out that way. I'm stretching here, man. I'm stretching. I see her giving me that face. I'm trying to see the positives of it. I guess maybe here's another way to look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
HP, Lenovo, they all sell computers pre-built, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're still in business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why can't Steam do the same thing as an HP or a Lenovo or a Gateway? I don't know if Gateway's still in business, but whatever. Or any other manufacturer. Why can't Steam do the same thing? I mean, it's basically, it's an HP just with the Steam label on it. I know it's not an HP, but it's the same idea. It's a computer. That's all it is. And granted, it's, oriented for gaming. Yay, go gaming. But it's just a computer. So it's kind of like, maybe it could work. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me step in here real quick. Okay, so here's a couple issues with the Steam machine, Steambox, whatever you want to call it. First of all, they're trying to make a PC console. Okay, console is a walled box that what you see is what you get. It's in the list, fine, but there's only one of them. Yes, there's several different Xbox 360s. Yes, that's when. That's a few years in, and they just upgrade the hard drive or they upgrade the processor. But basically, the innards are the exact same.
Or if you're getting a Sony, you lose capabilities.
Yes. Yes, they continue to walk backwards. But anyways, with the Steam machine, with the fact that they have multiple manufacturers automatically jumping in and saying, yeah, we're doing a Steam box. Somebody is going to lose out big, and someone is going to make a shit ton of money. But here's my issue: the majority of people who play games on Steam are those who build their own stuff. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you could probably build something comparable or maybe slightly better than the Steam box, and you could have more functionality to it, because let's face it, it's a PC you plug in your TV. Guess what I did today? I plugged my laptop into my TV and I played games.
You hacksaw!
I know! And here's the best part. I played games through Steam.
Woo! Man.
So, to be honest with you, I really don't. I understand the concept of having this dedicated platform for just Steam, and you would definitely be getting rid of a bunch of the extra fluff and crap, so you could actually use the full power of your system instead of what Windows likes to do, and that's to throttle back your stuff in certain regards, because Microsoft doesn't care that you have the most powerful, awesome stuff in the world, but if its software and can't handle that, it's going to basically go, whoa, Nelly.
But I got a 7.9 rating, man, for my computer score.
Nice. I've got like a 3.9.
I don't know. That's just what people always say. It's like, why won't this piece of software run? I have a 7.9 rating. I should be able to run anything. I have no idea what my rating is.
Well, so here's the crazy thing. All of a sudden, any game that has OpenGL runs like crap on my laptop. But if it's DirectX, like a dream.
Huh. Oh, no, I have a 5.9 rating. I lied. Man,
I don't know what the hell I have.
Anyways, I have no idea what the rating scale actually means.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so as you can see,
I think you could have a niche market. I think if they market it right, you could get people who. I think part of it also depends on the markup. Are we talking a 30% markup? Are we talking a 10%? So I think a large part of it, if you look at it, say whatever a $500 gaming PC buys you now.
Right.
Maybe it's $550.
Right.
For $50 for labor, and it's going to work. It's gone through QA. Maybe that's a reasonable markup, because that's the first thing you're going to see on the Steam box. First official Steam box is there's going to be pages and pages of technical reviews, dedicated just to what's the performance of this versus another computer of comparable specs, and what would it cost you to build it yourself versus to buy it.
Right.
So it's going to be very evident, what that cost of that box is. I think the one advantage of a Steam box that I could see is this. Basically your alternative for buying gaming PCs really comes down to Alienware, which people do buy Alienware PCs.
Yep.
The markup on Alienware is
astronomical.
Yes, it's astronomical. So if Alienware, they do fill a niche for those high-end PCs.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, boom, comes in Steam box, and maybe it gets in between those HPs, which have all integrated graphics cards, basically. Mm-hmm. Or if you want a graphics card, it's going to cost you like 800,000% of the price. Versus, Alienware, which, yes, is going to run Crysis 2 on super dynamic contrast and whatever, but it's also going to cost you an arm and a leg. Mm-hmm. Perhaps a Steam box can hit that middle ground and really kind of cut under the legs of like an Alienware type device. It really maybe hit that gaming market that Alienware does cater towards.
Yeah, but still, that Alienware can do more than just play gaming.
You mean because it has a real operating system?
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to be totally honest with you. If Valve had said, yeah, we're going to make some crazy exclusives for that, then that might be a reason to get a Steam box. But I still go back to the same damn thing. It's a PC. I already have a PC that runs Steam and plays all my games. And
here's my other question. I don't know if you know the answer to this. Is a Steam box going to have a web browser?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
If it is, it better not be that Steam piece of shit client browser.
No, yeah, it's whatever Steam's got is what it's going to have.
Oh, that's like reminds me of Internet Explorer 6.
Speaking of Internet Explorer, did you know there's an Internet Explorer 11 now?
What?
Do you know that there's an Internet Explorer 11 now?
Yeah, and you know that Google is going to stop supporting Internet Explorer 9 as a result?
Yay. Great.
There's when it comes to Microsoft, I don't even know what internet browser correlates with what web browser or anything anymore. I'm like, I don't know, whatever. I just download Google Chrome or Firefox, which guess what? Works on every Microsoft operating system going back to 2000.
Right.
So it's especially Firefox. Hell, Firefox is probably backwards compatible with Windows 95 if you really wanted to.
Probably, but then it wasn't Firefox back then. It was just Mozilla.
It was just Netscape. Netscape 4.0.
No, I thought it was Mozilla back then, and before that was Netscape. Or was that right before the transition?
Yeah, it was Netscape and then Mozilla.
Right, but what time did it switch over?
Windows 95 had Netscape.
Actually,
I don't know when it became. I don't know when it became Mozilla, but I know my 95 machine. Actually, my Windows 98 machine had Netscape. Mm-hmm. I remember you could buy it at the store in the box with an instruction.
Just for those out there who were curious about what the name of the new god released to Smite, it is Mazinkab, the god of the bees. I still don't know exactly. Let's see if I can find more information on this guy, because yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Let's see what else is going on. Ah, yes, the legal case that apparently has appeared overnight for the game Beyond Two Souls. It turns out Beyond Two Souls, of course, is the newest game, or the latest game from Quantic Dreams. They, of course, are the company that was behind Heavy Rain. The graphics engine is phenomenal. Their gameplay engine is crazy. Different, I'll say. Dear Jesus! Shh.
I'm done with my chips.
Right. Well, that's fine. Just don't eat your chips right next to your microphone.
I know it's so loud. I apologize to everybody listening.
Oh,
no more chips.
All right. Anyways, so here's an interesting issue that has arisen from Beyond Two Souls.
Uh-huh.
As you know, the main actress chosen for this game is Ellen Page,
Indeed.
and Quantic Dreams is never it does never they don't shy away from nudity scenes, but because of I think it was Ellen Page's request, every single scene with the character Jodie was basically the camera strategically placed where you didn't see too much, but you saw, you know, like her back or
It
her,
was very heavily implied.
right. Anyways, so what happened was, if you are a PlayStation 3 developer, you have a dev kit. And what you can do is you can put a game into debug mode. And what someone did is they put Beyond Two Souls into debug mode and changed the placement of the cameras, which then revealed Jodie in all of her glory.
Hmm.
Now, of course, Sony is scrambling, and they're doing this. This just reinforces the fact that I have no faith in Sony right now whatsoever. Sony is requesting anyone and everyone who's posting a picture of a naked Jodie to remove it.
Oh, that's gonna end well.
Here's the fun thing about the internet that apparently Sony has forgotten. Once it's out there forever.
What? I thought I could delete my history off the interwebs.
If you
I
have like a
post something
million
bad. I
dollars,
post
maybe
like
you
a
can
bad
scroll it.
makeup of Charlie's face. You can go ahead and delete it.
Mhm.
I've seen it happen.
So, anyways, so there's kind of like a crazy thing going on right now. Uh, Rumor has it that Ellen Page has also jumped in the ring, going, "This needs to be taken care of," because I'm pretty sure, like movies, I'm pretty sure that actors and actresses could probably sign a no nudity clause for video games. So if they do, um, the oh my gosh, mocap, and that
Mocap.
yeah, motion capture.
Oh, motion capture. Thank you. Or they, or excuse me, or they have a nude double.
True. Well, right. But this one apparently is Ellen Page. Now, of course, she probably wasn't butt ass naked when she was doing the mocap, but it didn't leave much to the imagination. It was probably, I would hazard a guess that was probably spot on
Hmm.
with how she truly looks. So it's going to be it will be interesting to see what happens. I don't foresee video games going, oh no, from now on we can't do nudity. I don't foresee that happening. But
Or they could
if
just deleted the actual like scenes off the dev kit.
what do you mean?
Like,
The dev kit has access to everything that's on the final copy.
so the final copy somewhere in it had those nude scenes.
So the easiest way to make sure that camera panning and everything goes smoothly is that you render the entire object so that when the camera moves, you don't see, so it's not constantly rendering at the bottom and giving you a jagged, edgy effect.
Okay.
So what they do is they just go ahead and render the entire thing. So yes, there
I
is
guess
the
I don't know if about video rendering. I would have just guessed they just would have deleted those scenes instead of. Is that just not the way it works?
no.
Okay.
Technically, if it's in a game,
Mhm.
a dev kit can change the perspective of the game
Okay. Fair enough.
through cameras, and of course, you can then really screw with gravity and stuff. Where if you punch a guy, it will actually send him flying across the screen. Whatever. You can have a lot of fun with the dev kit.
That's always fun times.
But
So,
anyways, so interesting legal battle. Now, of course, in the future, they might try to do some kind of ooh, see, you could see the thing that makes Quantic Dreams different is that their graphics engine, from my understanding, is they utilize the in-game engine to do all of the stuff. Now, of course, if you did a CGI cutscene video like Square Enix does, then absolutely, because it's stuck. It's a
Yep.
movie. It's not actually part of the game. With
Okay.
Conic Dreams, it is the game.
Hmm.
Um, so it does not break from the action. Action
So
is
basically,
always
in that
going.
case, you have to have an entire like 360 panorama of what's going on in order to render it. And if you take out 75% of that, you can't render it without that 70%.
Well, basically, at the drop of a hat, that cutscene could end, and then the camera angle automatically changes, and then if you have to then reload that entire model
Hmm.
again,
Yeah.
that's a bitch. So, anyways, interesting. We'll see what happens. I'm sure that Ellen Page is going to get her payday, and Sony, of course, will continue to be in hot water. But what's new with that, huh?
Oh, that's Sony. That's how they roll.
Now, of course, speaking of Sony, for those out there uh, who have pre-ordered a Sony PlayStation 4, um, congratulations! You're like I think a week away from getting it in your hands now. Uh,
What?
now, now here's a crazy little twist of fate.
Oh,
Many people remember a certain company by the name of Blockbuster. It was the video movie store when I was growing up.
I remember renting a Nintendo Entertainment System from there.
Yeah. Well, Blockbuster has finally, completely shut their door.
Oh,
Now, there's a small problem with that. There are quite a few individuals who pre-ordered the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One through Blockbuster.
oh,
So, mass hysteria hit when the news of Blockbuster closing their doors. Now,
yeah.
Sony and Microsoft did the right thing. They are going to honor all the pre-orders that were placed through Blockbuster so that these people aren't completely screwed.
Nice.
Now, of course,
All 10 of them.
I don't know, right, exactly, all 10 of them. I don't know who pulled the trigger first, but I'm almost 100% sure that once either Sony or Microsoft jumped in and said, "Yeah, we're going to honor that pre-order,"
The other just
immediately the
had
other
to,
company
yeah.
goes, "Oh yeah, we're doing that too."
Yeah. We planned on it all along once we heard about this.
That actually sounds like a Sony move.
Yeah.
We planned on doing that all along.
Well, Microsoft isn't always best about customer service either. Both of them have their hit and misses over the years.
Right, but at the same token, I feel like Microsoft has been a little bit more um, willing to risk it.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, take for example, well, I know that they folded on a bunch of stuff that they mentioned, but when they did their E3 conference, but at the same time, they're willing to put it out there, and then Sony, of course, was like, "Oh, they didn't like that. Yeah, we're not doing that. We were going to do it if you liked it, but we're not going to do it now." So,
Yeah,
um,
it goes.
another bit of news that came out. First of all, thank you everyone who donated to Extra Life or watched me or watched anybody do an Extra Life. It was awesome. It was very sad that the
Website.
the website the attacks on the website did occur on that actual day. Thank you for everybody who kind of stuck it out and still donated. That was awesome. Um, I think they have now eclipsed $3.85 million for the Extra Life thing. So that is phenomenal. That is
Pretty
awesomely
sweet.
amazing. So thank you again for everybody who came out, played, watched, donated, whatever. Um, let's see here. I'm trying. Sorry, I'm cheating. I've got a list of things that I wanted to talk about here.
By the way, so on your um, gameplay,
Yes, sir.
I don't know. You probably don't remember this particular segment, but okay. So you're playing Defiance, right?
Yep.
I was watching you. I remember seeing you drive your little dune buggy or whatever the hell it is,
Yep.
and I see you hit these guys, and like your car explodes, right?
The Vogue,
Yeah, and I see you like run away like a little sissy boy,
and
and
then get
like,
blown up before I can get away. Yes.
well, like as I'm watching you, I'm like, why is he even running, man? Why did he just turn around and attack? Well, I was playing last night, and guess what happened?
Yeah.
I remember like that same exact part where you were. I hit the Vogue, and yeah, I died. I'm like, oh right, yeah, I get it now. I was like, holy shit, that hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. For those who missed out on my um, live stream, I played Defiance for 24 of the 25 hours. Um, so my ego rating is over 500.
I'm at 206 or something right now.
Um, I, I think that I'm doing all right in the game.
Yeah. It's a fun game. I'm enjoying it. It's basically Borderlands the MMO.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah, I can
like
feel you.
everything about that game is Borderlands.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
The art style, you got the little Doom buggy type car, the weapons you got,
Hmm.
like even the elemental damage stuff. Like I'm like, wow, it's like
I finally found a gun that that had elemental damage that actually did more damage than just the regular gun. I felt like a lot of the guns that had like a little extra something did not do as much damage as a regular gun, which was really
okay.
weird for me.
Here's the thing that annoys me about the elemental damage in the game.
Yeah.
Is like, and this is something Borderlands did really well.
Hmm.
So you got elemental damage in Borderlands. You know exactly what that elemental damage. You know the percentage. You know the actual damage.
Hmm.
You know all these like actual stats. You can really compare and contrast.
Yep.
When it comes to Defiance, I don't know what the hell my elemental damage is doing. It does electrical damage. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I know. I don't know what that actually does in the game. Like
Right.
I assume it does more damage against something, but like
Yeah. Right. You're making a lot of assumptions, and absolutely. I've got I've got my assault rifle that I'm not exactly sure what the hell's going on, but if I shoot a guy enough, then these black balls appear in their feet and they start moving slower. But yeah, that's about it. I'm
or some
slowing
of the
them down with
mods,
something. I don't know.
like an accuracy mod, it actually says like minus 30% accuracy. Wouldn't you want to say plus
Right,
30%?
I know. I can't figure that either. I'm like, oh yay! I just modded my gun and I lost accuracy because I put a scope on it. Does that even make sense? What the fuck am I doing?
I know. So like these are things that I've gotten a little in the forums, and like these have been things since like day one, so they're not about to get fixed anytime soon, probably.
Right.
But there's just these like little things in the game that just really make me scratch my head,
Hmm.
which got me to thinking.
Hmm.
All right, so it used to be back in the day with RPGs, especially like at the borders, like a Baldur's Gate, for instance. Like,
Hmm.
you can go through the manual, you knew exactly what was happening in the game. You knew what all the stats did. You knew down to like the tiniest little minutia what was going on.
Yep. Yep.
It seems like there's this trend in MMOs now to basically like leave it up to the community to figure out what the hell these stats actually mean. Like,
Yes.
I'll help you out some, but to get the exact specifics of what's going on, yeah, you guys can figure that out.
Now, here's the thing. They're trying to appeal to a larger audience. Not everybody is number crunchers. I personally want to know every itty bitty little minute detail about my gun, but the majority of people who play it are like, does it hurt the enemy more? Yes. Okay, I'm going to use the gun.
But I don't know if it hurts the enemy more just because it has electrical damage.
Right, but the thing is, you come from like a Dungeons and Dragons background, the old RPG where okay, you get 4 plus a D6 with a 25% chance of 1d8 plus 2 fire damage, um, and then the enemy has a times 4 modifier if fire damage is applied. Not many. Not.
Don't forget about Thaco.
Oh, fuck Thaco. There's a reason why Thaco no longer exists. Okay, it's gone.
You're weak, man. Come on.
Hey, Thaco is the reason why Crystals of Prion was created. Okay,
This is true.
because no one could figure what the fuck was going on.
We're like, screw it, we're creating our own RPG. We want something we can understand.
Exactly. And I mean, look at Crystals of Prion. I know a lot. We've kind of gone over the head of a lot of people here, the vast majority of them, if not all. But we simplified a bunch of the stuff because for us, it took away from the fun of the game because we didn't want to have to do 37 additional calculations to figure out if I scratch the dude after I hit him. So yeah, I understand. Yes, I would like a little bit more detail, and of course, there are those people out there who are going to basically break down every itty bitty little detail. The weird thing that I have found, and maybe I like toggle this option off, but I see nothing of the chat channel. So I always feel like I'm playing by myself, and then I'll
Yep.
see like a bunch of people like running by, and then from time to time I'll accidentally hit the enter key, and I'm like, oh my god, people have been having conversations for like
That is odd. Okay,
minutes, hours.
so I'm thinking back to, the damage issue, right?
Yep.
And all they had to do is something like Rift. Like Rift in town, you got practice dummies, right?
Hmm.
So whatever your skills, abilities, and that's what a lot of people base like their theory crafting off
Right.
of in Rift is
Right.
you use practice dummies. Like if they had the
Um,
same type of thing and Defiance, well, you're right. My lightning. Maybe you're right. Maybe the lightning damage. I don't actually have to know what percentage or D6 it's doing.
right.
But if I could just, shoot a practice dummy and be like, okay, you're right, it does less or more damage than
Right.
my normal rifle, then I'm like, okay, boom. And then you're right. Then in that case, you
A
don't need all the
vast
extra
virus
superfluous
database
number
has been
crap.
updated.
But even something like a practice dummy would be really convenient to have.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree. I agree.
But I mean, Rift it has a few, not Rift, Defiance has a few little shortcomings here and there, but overall, the only other thing I really, really, really want in the game is a freaking lockbox. Not like, sorry, not a lockbox you buy, but like a stash.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
But on the plus side, as you go through the game, your inventory does grow.
What's your inventory space at now?
33.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, mine's at 20 right now.
Yeah.
And you haven't bought any? It's just expanded?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's good to know.
Here's a helpful hint also. If at some point in the game you accidentally complete a quest with a full inventory,
Oh, yeah.
those items, do you know how to get to those items?
I figured it out last night. Like, I just happened to be looking at the shop to see what was on sale, and I see down the lower left, I have unclaimed items. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah.
Because I know what you're saying, because you get the inventory full. So there are times in the game, like, crap, I didn't get whatever that reward was.
Yep.
So I found my unclaimed items that were, like, from, like, level 2. I'm like, oh, that's wonderful.
Yay! It's green.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, that totally unintuitive. Like, I mean, it's nice that they put it someplace, but it's, yeah.
Well, the problem is they give you the indicator in the same spot where it notifies you that you have additional ego that you can assign. So
I did notice that too.
I'm like looking through all of my different screens, going, what the fuck? It's right where the ego thing is. So I kept going to the ego screen and like looking for some weird box, and I could never find it. And then finally, I cheated. I Googled so I could do it. So, anyways, let's see here. I already talked about what games I've been playing to kind of just fill the time while Zelius was on his way. So, Zelius, what have you been playing, or have you just been focusing in on Defiance?
No, I've ever since I installed Defiance Sunday morning. Yeah, it would have been Sunday morning. Uh, Actually, I played a little bit. I tried it out. I didn't play very long because it was very overwhelming. Planet Side 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give it a little backstory. Like, okay, I've always kind of enjoyed FPSs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So going back to actually, it's because of what's this stupid game called Firefall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the idea a lot of it are like an RPG FPS, like a true MMORPG FPS,
Right.
not like a Call of Duty FPS or
Right.
not a persistent state, right? So Firefall, try out Firefall. It's one of those games I'll probably check out again in a couple months to kind of see where it's come. Because if I'm gonna play FPS for the PvP aspect, guess what? I'm probably just gonna go straight back to TF2, Team Fortress 2. That's what I'm gonna play for my straight up first person shooter kick, right?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, let's see what's out there. So Firefall, right? And that's actually I kicked up Global Agenda also earlier this week, to
Right.
see where it's at. And as soon as I logged in, I was like, wow, these servers are dead. This is kind of lame. So
Right.
I didn't last very long in that. So I kind of did a little bit of internet searching. Other people were like, dude, PlanetSide 2 is awesome, right?
Hmm.
So they got, what the hell? I'll install PlanetSide 2 free to play, right? Oh, boot it up. I'm like, holy shit, this is intense.
Hmm.
Basically, for those who don't know what PlanetSide 2, it's basically a persistent state PvP first person shooter. So basically, you got three races in the game, and you got three different like zones or worlds, whatever you want to call them. And whatever kind of planet or zone you go to, all three factions are fighting against each other.
Hmm.
Um, I played it for a couple hours. It was a pretty cool game, but it definitely seems like one of those games from the PvP. It's pure PvP. Don't even think about PvE in the game. It's just pure straight up PvP.
All right.
Um, but it seems like one of those games, almost kind of like a MOBA, in that unless you're willing to invest a pretty significant amount of time,
Hmm.
it's going to be hard to really figure out what's going on and really get your character under control and really be able to contribute to your team.
So I'm assuming you got to invest large chunks of time for like upgrades and accessories
As far
and
as I could tell, yes.
okay.
And also just kind of know what's going on in the damn game.
Right. Right. Right.
I mean, because you've literally just kind of dropped into a battle, and I jumped in. It was kind of cool. I mean, it was like 60 on 60. I'm like, holy crap, this is cool.
Yeah.
It definitely has its moments.
Hmm.
It's probably not a game I'm going to invest a lot of time in because I am kind of looking more for the RPG aspect of
Right.
a
Right.
MMO FPS right now,
Hmm.
and so that's why right now why Defiance is kind of like all right,
Yep.
and it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of MMO FPSs out there. I tried doing some searching. I'm like, there's not really. I guess Tabitha Rasa, or whatever that game was called, was one,
Yeah. Tabula Rasa.
but that obviously
Gosh,
doesn't exist anymore.
does the game? Oh my gosh, hold on, let me Google it real quick. I think there's another one out there that might exist.
But it's just got interesting because we got how many swords and sorcery RPGs out
Oh
there?
dear God, yes. Oh well, it's because it's basically the same vein.
Yes, it is. And it's just kind of interesting that what FPS is. I mean, you look at the best-selling, kind of console games. And you always got the Call of Duties, Modern Warfare's, and all those, and Halos.
Hmm.
So it's kind of interesting they don't have the mesh of the two, of MMOs and FPSs as much.
There is a game called Hawken, Hawkem, which looks like it has mechs and first person shooting MMO.
War. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
But that game has been like in the makings like forever. I feel like I've like it it was constantly like right on the
Cusp of.
outside looking in.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's free to play now.
Yes, it is. Actually, let me Wikipedia this because I swear to God, this thing was in development forever. So
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
I ripped up
Now,
my hand pretty
is that
good.
a pure PVE or PvP or both or any idea?
Indie, okay, is a multiplayer mech combat video game. Game focuses on creating an intense battle experience that captures the feel of piloting a mech. Wow, this is different than it was before.
Things have changed.
It was released December 2012. Um, Bull. This can't be the same game. I'm thinking of something else. Because it says that this one was um, 2010. No, no, no. The game I'm thinking about. I can't remember what it is now.
Oh, well, not a big deal.
Anywho. Damn it. Oh well. Anyway, if anyone's watching this, it was a first-person shooter. I think back in like 2008. Maybe it died. I don't
Hmm.
remember. But it was huge to do. I don't think it had mechs, so I think that this definitely isn't it. But it was. Oh well, whatever. So, um, I've got a couple games that I've got on my slate right now, or plate right now, not slate. I'm gonna try to get through those, and I'll review them for everybody out there. Plants vs Zombies 2, and of course Dead Trigger 2, and of course give everybody a preview write up on Blackguards. Of course is the Daedalic, excuse me, Entertainment turn-based RPG game that's
Right
coming
on.
out soon. But other than that, yes, I did get something from another Kickstarter project, which kind of confused the shit out of me because it. So it was a long time ago that I kickstarted this project. So when it showed up, it came with a bunch of posters,
Ooh.
some bumper stickers.
Yeah, to put on the bumper.
Yep, and then I was like, well, this is kind of weird. And the last thing was a card game, and I'm like, I didn't think that this was a card game. I thought this was a PC game. I'm like, okay, it's a card game, but I'm pretty sure that I thought this was a PC game. I swear to God, I've seen like screenshots of the PC game. So I do some research. Turns out that because of the level that I pledged, it came with a prequel game, which was a card game.
Wow.
So
You're
yeah,
a pretty hardcore giver.
I know. Well, I apologize to all those Kickstarter projects out there today. I have not kickstarted in like 6 months now.
I haven't kickstarted since I was born.
Bull, dude, bull.
What did I kickstart to? I don't remember anymore.
You probably kickstarted something with Ultra Confusion.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that counts. But are you official Kickstarter.com member?
Yeah, right. You kickstarted a great brainstorming session with a 6-pack of beer.
Well, I can't go wrong with that.
But yeah, so I've got quite a few games on the plate as usual. Oh, I actually turned on the Ouya. I know, crazy.
Ooh.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
World may never know.
I am playing one game currently. I believe it's called Mini Gores 2. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And I'll write up a review for that and post it, and then of course reach out to the developers and see if they like my stuff. Now, I don't remember if I talked about this or not since the last since our hangout, but I did finish. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have I talked about Face Noir?
Yes, you have so.
Okay, then I'm going to drop it. Once again, there's going to be a sequel. I hope there's a sequel. I would really like to play the sequel. There was way too much backstory that I tried to get through. There was a lot of stuff that needed some polish to make it good, and I still feel bad for giving the grade that I gave, but at the same time, it was an honest grade. So that's what you got to do.
Fair enough, Joe. Fair enough. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta be truthful and not totally BS it. Otherwise, people won't trust your opinions of what's going on in life.
What?
Trust, man. It's what life is founded on.
No, look at that. It's
Foundation.
changing.
What?
It's changing.
I don't understand.
Do you not see what I see?
Oh, what the hell? Wait, Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
Well, I remember hearing about that movie like many years ago.
What do you mean many years ago? It came out this year.
I remember hearing about it many weeks ago.
Yes. And let me guess, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just one of those big monster versus big robot movies. It's like a bad Transformer movie.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty lame.
It's actually really good. I like
Oh,
it.
interesting.
And seeing that it's a Transformer movie is just that's. First of all, I'm still waiting for a Transformer movie.
Sneaky bastard.
Yes, I understand. Everyone's going to be like, well, there's Transformers 1, there's Transformers 2, and there's Dark Side of the Moon. No, that's a army movie with some robots in it.
Are they not good enough for you? Are you being a
Really? We're gonna go.
No,
We're 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 gonna ask if Charlie's a purist again. Have I not proven that if you're gonna mess around with an IP, you better get it gosh darn right? Harry Potter,
hey,
Transformers.
it could have been much worse. It wasn't too
True,
bad.
but it could have been better.
Well, I mean, duh. It can always
Look,
be better, yo.
of course,
Things can always be better.
of course. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the hour mark, so I apologize for those who did show up late. I know. But I will try to get this video out, hopefully in a more a quicker pace than you have grown accustomed to. I apologize for the tardiness of these videos making it onto Ultra Confusion, but I want to tell you that it is only because I'm trying to get other stuff done for Ultra Confusion, and and when the video is up, you can watch it a bajillion times. But I need to keep. We want to be able to keep you up to date on the latest video game news, especially independent game news. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to the Ultra Confusion Hangout for myself, Charlie, and Zelius. We will see you next week.
And remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.